Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we'll be learning how to make this simple pinafore dress. It's a very simple tutorial and very beginners friendly. So don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment, share to your loved ones and subscribe to my channel. So I'll be drafting out the upper part of the front panel on my pattern paper for more clarity. So I have my paper folded into two already and I have a length of 16 inches here, which is my half length measurement. So I'll go ahead and draw out a starting line at the top of my paper. So this line is going to be our shoulder line. So from my shoulder to my waist line is 16 inches, but because I'll be having a 1 inch dart at the waist, I'll go ahead and mark 15.5 inches and then I'll extend the line. So for this dress, this is the only measurement we'll be needing for our vertical measurement, our shoulder to our waist measurement. So my shoulder line, my shoulder to shoulder measurements divided by 2 is 8 inches, but I'll go ahead and mark 7 inches because it's an armless dress, it's a pinafore dress. So I'll mark 7 inches. I took out 1 inch. Then on my waistline, my waist measurement divided by 4 is 9.5 inches. Then I'll also go ahead to divide 9.5 inches by 2, which is 4.75 inches. And I'll go ahead and mark it there. Then I'll take my ruler now and connect the 2 points together, forming a slant this way. This is just to give it the pinafore effect in front. So the next thing to do now is to mark out our neckline. So for the depth of my neckline, I want 3.5 inches, and for the wideness, I want about 4 inches. So you can decide to use anything for your neckline depending on your choice. I'll go ahead now and use my curve ruler to connect the 2 points together. So the next thing now is to take my shoulder slope. So I'll come down by 1 inch and then I'll connect it to the neckline. So this is all we're needing for the front panel of our pinafore dress. So go ahead now to cut it out. So after cutting out the front panel, this is what we have. So I'm going to be using this pattern to cut out the back. So for the back panel, I have my pattern paper in a fold of 2 already and I took out 1 inch for zip. I'm just going to go ahead and place my front panel on it this way and mark out the neckline for the back. So for the back neckline, I'm going to be coming down by 2 inches for the depth, and I'm still going to maintain the same wideness with the front panel. So I'll take my ruler now and connect the points together. So after doing that, I'm just going to use my pins to secure the pattern on the back panel and cut it out. So go ahead to cut it out this way. So after cutting out, this is what the back panel looks like and this is what the front panel looks like. So I'll go ahead and use them now to cut out my fabric. So I use the patterns to cut out on my actual fabric. So I'm going to go ahead now and use the same pattern to cut my lining pieces out, and I'll show you guys next. So I've gone ahead to cut out the lining pieces like I said earlier. So the next thing now is to start joining the pieces of fabric together. So I'm going to go ahead and place the right sides facing each other as you can see in the video this way. And then I'll secure the shoulders using my pin. I'll take it to my sewing machine now and stitch down the shoulders using 1/2 inch. Then I'll repeat the same thing for the lining. I will join the shoulders together using 1/2 inch and I'll show you guys the next thing to do. After joining the shoulders together, this is what it looks like. So I'm going to use my lining pieces now to turn over the actual fabric. So place the right sides together facing each other this way. And you can use your pin to secure it, but I'm just going to go ahead to my sewing machine now and join it together on the neckline using 1/2 inch. When I'm done with that, I will notch the neckline and I'll show you guys the next thing. So I'm gonna head to join the lining and the actual fabric together on the neckline using 1/2 inch, and I also went ahead to join the sides, but before I did that, I reduced the lining by 1/4 inch so that by the time I turn it over, it would not come out on the sides. So the next thing I want to do now is to show you guys how to turn it over. So I'll go ahead now and turn out the first side as you can see me doing in the video. I'll turn it over this way. After turning out the first side, this is what we have. So I'll go ahead and do the same thing for the other side. So after turning over, this is what it looks like on the wrong side. So after turning over, this is what it looks like on the right side. So the next one we want to do now is to cut out our band and attach it to the waist. So guys, the next thing we want to do now is to attach our waistband to this upper piece of fabric. So I have this fabric cut out already. My round waist measurement divided by 2 is 18 inches, but I have about 20 inches in length here. So the extra inches is for the joining allowance at the side. So the first thing you want, so I'll just go ahead and show you guys. So the length is 20 inches and I have about 1.5 inches in width. So to attach your band accurately, go ahead and fold in the two pieces together this way to get the center point. Then go ahead and notch the center. Then for the upper part, go ahead and fold it into two this way also. This is just to get the accurate points to attach your band and give it a notch. So right now, place your waistband this way, making sure the right sides of the waistbands are facing each other and the points where you notched are also facing each other. Then I'll go ahead and secure the waist point with my pin, the center point. Then I'll take it to my sewing machine now and stitch it using half an inch all the way down. Stitch it all the way down. So I'm going to go ahead and repeat the same thing for the back panel. I have the waistband cut out already, two pieces for each side. So when I'm done with that, I will show you guys what it looks like. So after attaching the band to the waistline, this is what it looks like. You can see how beautiful it came out. I just used my pin to secure it for clarity. This is the wrong side and this is the right side. This is what the back also looks like. So the next thing we want to do now is to go ahead and cut out the lower part of our pinafore dress, and I'll be showing you guys how to do that now. So the lower part of this dress is a basic pencil skirt, and I have a detailed video on how to cut a basic pencil skirt on my channel. I'll leave the link in the description box. So the full length of the dress is 35 inches and the upper part is 16 inches. So right now I have 21 inches here for the lower part. The extra 2 inches is for turning over the lining. So my waist to my hip line is 9 inches. I've gone ahead to mark it out already, which you can see, and this is the full length. So the back panel is also 1 inch bigger than the front panel for zipper allowance. So on the waistline, my waist measurement divided by 4 is 9.5 inches plus 1 inch for seam allowance, that is 10.5. Then on the hip line, my round hip measurement divided by 4 is 11.5 inches plus 1 inch for seam allowance, that is 12.5 inches. Then on the full length of the dress, I'm going to mark my round hip measurement divided by 4, which is 11.5 inches. So I'll go ahead now and connect the 3 points together. So go ahead and connect the waistline down to the hip line this way, forming a curve. So the next thing we want to do now is to go ahead and cut it out. So just go ahead and cut it out now. So after cutting out, I'll go ahead and open up the back panel because of the zipper at the back. So I'll use this pieces of fabric now to cut out my lining. Note that my lining is going to be 2 inches smaller than the actual fabric. So I've gone ahead to cut out the lining pieces for the lower part of this dress. So I'm going to go ahead and place the right side of the lining facing the right side of the fabric. So this is the 2 inches I'll be using to turn it over at the base. So I'm going to pull down my lining this way and sew it all the way down. Then I pull it up and join the sides together. I'm also going to sew the waist point, but I'll leave a space for turning over. I'll repeat the same thing for the back panels too. I'll sew it down, pull it up, then join the sides together. Then I'll show you guys what it looks like. So guys, after attaching the lining to it and turning over, this is what it looks like. I've also gone ahead to iron it very well. This is the 2 inch we use for turning over. So you can see how neat and how beautiful it came out. This are the back panels. So right now, the next thing we're going to do now is to attach the lower part to the upper part of our dress. So to attach the lower part to the upper part of the dress, go ahead and place the wrong side of the lower part facing the right side of the band at the back, as you can see me doing in the video. So place it this way, then I'll take it to my sewing machine and stitch it together using half an inch. So when I'm done stitching, I'm going to use the upper one to cover it up and fold in quarter of an inch and sew it all the way down. I'll repeat the same thing for the back panel and I'll show you guys what it looks like. So after attaching the waistband to the lower part, this is what it looks like. You can see how neat it came out. So this is the back panel and this is the front. So the next thing you want to do now is to join the two sides together. So go ahead and place the right sides facing each other this way. Turn the right side facing each other this way, as you can see me doing. Match the waistbands together. Match it together this way. Then we're using our 1 inch seam allowance that we took out while drafting the lower part. I'm just going to go ahead and join it together all the way down on both sides. So I've gone ahead to join the two sides together, and I also went ahead to close up the back panel. So this is the place I left for the slit and this is the zipper opening. So I'm going to go ahead and flip it over to the right side now so that you guys can see what it looks like. So this is what the dress looks like on the right side. You can see how beautiful it looks already. So this is the back panel. This is the slit opening. So the next thing we want to do now is to insert our zip at the back of the dress. So to insert the zip, go ahead and place the right, I'll be using the 1 inch seam allowance I left for zip. So place the right side of the zip facing the right side of the fabric this way, as you can see. Folding the top, make sure the wrong side of the zip is on the wrong side of the dress and then sew it all the way down. So when you're done with that, place it on the other side this way, folding the top and then sew it all the way down. You can use your pin to secure it first before you sew it. So when I'm done with attaching the zipper, I'll show you guys what it looks like. So after attaching the zipper to the back panel, this is what it looks like. This is how it came out. You can see how neat it is. This is the wrong side. So I'm just going to go ahead and give this dress a good press and show you guys what it looks like when I wear it. So don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment and subscribe.